Hello everyone, I hope you are all well wherever you are. Today I would like to introduce a new frame that I've been working on, been testing. It's the wingsuit 65. So this is the world's smallest toothpick frame. This is the 2-inch, the wingsuit 20. It's the 2-inch. Soon I'm going to do the wingsuit 2.5 or 25. So the wingsuit 65 is way smaller than this one. I mean, you can see that it's really tiny. Compared to the Meteor 65 Pro, this is how they look. Sorry, give me a second. That's how they all look compared to the Meteor 65. So meaning the Meteor 65 is not of an actual 65 quad. So that is an actual 65 quad frame, sorry. As you can see, the wingsuit frame, this is what it looks like from below. This is the wingsuit, the 2-inch. That's what it looks like below. It has these arms that go through, for extra support. This is my own frame, the one that I fly. But the ones for the market, they have this bracket right there is more defined compared to this one, but pretty much the same frame. So it is a wingsuit frame because it's shaped like a wingsuit. So these look like the arms of and the legs spreading out. I had wanted to call it the butterfly before, but it would be so obvious. But basically, that's what it's about. It's a squashed X, as people call them. The arms at the front are pushed out a bit, so there's no props in view when you're flying, and it's the same shape that I maintained with this one. So this is the wingsuit 65. So when you hear me call it the wingsuit 65, do not be surprised, because I retain the same design in all the sizes. So the difference here is, for the 65, it's the same frame. The front arms are pushed a little bit to the side so that there is no props in view, and in the middle there is no carbon fiber support. So it's basically on the side, running on the side. As you can see, there's nothing there in the middle. So your flight controller is floating. The only thing connecting is the battery connector, holder, and a canopy. And right now I'm running 1802 motors on it with 35mm props, but it's supposed to run with 40mm props. That's what it's designed for. It's designed to run with 40mm props. So I've ordered some 40mm props and new 300 mAh batteries. This is the only battery I have, so I haven't pushed the limits of this frame and that frame on a good battery. So I've been testing them with this weak battery, but still impressed even with this weak battery. sags a lot. I've pushed it so much, and yeah, I'm happy with the performance of the frames. So basically, this is what it looks like with a battery in there, a 300 mAh, and the same 300 mAh that runs these in these two. So that's how the wingsuit frames are. Talking about weight, let's check this one and see. Let me remove the camera cap. So this one weighs 36.7, but remember there's the antenna. If we remove that antenna and that VTX and use a 5-in-1 IO, you'll be at 34 grams. And if also I'm to use a thinner carbon fiber plate, yeah, it can go up to around 30 grams. But I'm not ready to compromise on the strength of the carbon fiber, because that's the whole point of a toothpick. Toothpick is supposed to fly good and it's supposed to be strong, like fairly strong. So, and this is also intended for sale. So these frames are already done. The only thing remaining is airbrushing them, and then I release them into the market. The first 20 batch, still haven't sold it yet, as you know, on the channel. I haven't announced yet. So this one weighs 21.76 grams. .75 grams. Now this is lighter than the Meteor 65. The Meteor 65 I think is 65 Pro is 23 grams, so it's 2 grams lighter than this. And of course, if I cut off the VTX and use a 5-in-1 flight controller, that will go down up to like 19 point something. So I intend the thickness of the carbon fiber, I intend to also reduce the thickness a little bit, and the target weight should be 18 grams or 19 grams. I intend to cut off 3 grams from this build. So, and I believe, oh, let me remove the cap. I had the cap on, I think. Yeah, I had the cap on, so it's 21.4. So I intend to cut 3 grams from this and still maintain its strength, you know, in the carbon fiber frame. And then I'll be able to comfortably release it out into the market when it's 18 grams. Yeah, plus the screws are metal screws. The nuts are silicone. Before they were metal, but now that they're silicone, and if perhaps the screws are silicone also, you can maybe get less weight. But I'm not worried about that, because testing its flying so far, I'm really impressed. Now the flight characteristics of this quad are so amazing. You know how you fly a tiny whoop and you're in a small room, but it still feels like you're flying something big. It feels like the drone is too fast for the space. Now, this drone is different. When you're flying this toothpick, you actually feel that it's a small drone when you're flying it. You really feel that it is a tiny drone, which makes it so easy to fly in a small space. Now, I haven't flown the Meteor 65, the Air 85, the Air 65, the Air 65. I haven't flown that. I don't know its flight characteristics and how light it feels, but I heard that it is so easy to fly. So perhaps it flies close to this or the same. I don't know. I haven't tried it out. Somebody who has flown the Air 65 might have to fly this and find out. But I find this so easy to fly, and I'm a terrible pilot. I'm not really a good pilot. I wouldn't consider myself a good pilot, but I find this so easy to fly. So easy. In tiny spaces, it is so easy to fly. So this thing flying, it can make you look or feel like a good pilot because it's so easy to fly. And imagine cutting off that VTX, that 1 gram will make a huge change. And like I said, it's meant to fly with 40 millimeter props. These are 35. So I ordered some 40 millimeter props to fly with and test out, and I'll let you know what those feel like before I cut off any other weight. So yeah, I don't have any 5-in-1 all-in-one flight controllers, but soon in the future I'll get. But I can imagine how easy it can make this fly, also with larger props. To me, these motors are fine. I haven't flown any other motors from perhaps Happy Modo or RC what's that play? Those motors called? I think they're called RC-in-1 motors. Any of their motors, I haven't flown those. I think they're from Tiny Whoop. I haven't flown any of those. These are the only motors I have flown. Tiny motors I have flown. The Beta FPV 802s. So if you have a variety of motors at your disposal, or if you know any better motors, maybe they can help make this easier. But so far how it flies, I am really impressed. And I'm fine with the way it's flying right now, but and I wouldn't, it's not floaty at all, and I wouldn't like it to be floaty at its size, because this is floaty. This feels like a 3-inch. I mean, you don't feel its weight when you're flying. It's so responsive when you're coming out of dives. It's just something else. This 2-inch, and it's running on a 300 mAh battery. So, and that's the size of battery holder that I'm gonna provide for a 300 mAh battery. So if you want to try it on 550s or 450s, you might have to find a way of holding those batteries in. This is a plastic part that I carved with my hands, so you should be able to carve out something from the size of those batteries when you eventually order these frames, to taste. But for me, it flies okay, and I think with those heavier batteries, it will fly different. Might fly better, but how it flies right now is really amazing for me. So I know it might get a little bit floaty with bigger props, this and less weight. Perhaps we'll make it easier to fly, even way more easier to fly, because this is easy to fly too, just powerful. So yeah, I just wanted to share an update on this. These are the frames that I have worked on. These are my two babies. I'm proud of my creation. There are no battery connectors, they're just soldered straight to the flight controllers. I mean, that's how toothpicks usually are built. So if you're somebody that wants to fly outdoors and have a great time, this is a good, and if you want to do street flying, you know, like guerrilla whooping outdoors, this is really good. It will give you some smooth footage or analog footage, or maybe HD0. It will give you smooth footage for that if you have that all-in-one board, HD0. And for this, if you want to do some guerrilla whooping indoors, this is a very good quad, because outside the wind really fights this. The wind really beats it down. It flies like just like the wind beats the Meteor 65 around. It does the same to this. This one fights better in the wind. So this is really good for indoors flying. If you want to do guerrilla whooping, let's say like at the mall, inside the mall, maybe in the parking lot, if there is no wind, maybe it might work also outside better, because I've flown it outside before where there was no wind and it felt good. But mostly indoors, at grocery stores, through shops and all that, this will really be great for that. But the only problem you might have is if you hit people and stuff with these props, you might cause some trouble. You might cause some trouble for yourself. But it's easy to fly and it's so addictive. So I shared some videos of this quad flying, and I'm really impressed. It does acro so well. You don't feel the weight of it. I'm just so impressed. So yeah, I remember Granny asked me if I have a 65. If I have a 65 millimeter frame. Granny, here is a 65 millimeter frame, toothpick frame. So anybody that is good with soldering, you can figure out your way in soldering, this will be a good frame for you if you love tiny whoops. Tiny whoops are my first love, and I intend to make them fly better. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the flight video of this? If you go check it out on the channel, and let me know, is this something that you might buy? Because this is the world's smallest toothpick. I mean, I've seen there's another pilot. He also builds custom builds. He's called Multi Builds. His channel is called Multi Builds. He has, I think, also the world's smallest drone. He's just 3D printed, and the motors are inverted. You know, they are pushers, so they push up rather than, you know, pull. So his motors are under there. The camera is hoisted on the frame. It really looks delicate, in my opinion. And but he did flight tests, and that thing was flying amazing, you know. But now I believe if it comes to a commercial grade product, and you intend to make money out of it, I think that's where people can start looking at things like you know, appeal, durability, and stuff like that, you know, because those are things that I put in mind, I keep in mind when I'm designing frames. I think of a canopy that's going to hold and protect the camera, at least to some extent, and then also battery holders. So yeah, you should check out his channel. I'm sure you have seen it. His videos always come through my feed, and I really enjoy seeing his builds. He has his latest video right now. He explains the whole build, and if you have a 3D printer, that should be something you should try out. Or he also has an Etsy shop. So, you know, support people that are building and making things easy, because you know, these tiny drones, they're not loud. This thing is not loud. You can fly it around. I don't know. You can fly it around the worst or the most strict military unit, and they'll just let you fly. I think, you know, you fly it around the most strict people in society, and they'll just be fascinated on how small it is, how it's able to fly, rather than see any dangers or stuff, you know. So if you want to do some guerrilla whooping, this is something you should look forward to get or to build. So let me know also if are you guys interested in just buying the frame, or you'd like to buy something that's fully built. Let me know your thoughts. Would you buy only the frame? Because the frame comes with screws, it comes with a canopy, and and a battery holder. So would you buy only the frame and you build it yourself, or assemble it yourself, or you would love to buy something already built? Let me know. And if that's something that you're interested in, I might be able to cater for you and send you a finished product. So let me know in the comments, how would you like to receive this, frame or full build? Thank you for watching the video, and have a good one.